Hi, this is Jeff Foster for Sonicfire Pro 5. In this tutorial, I'd like to show you a typical workflow that I like to use, Sonicfire Pro 5, along with After Effects CS5. Now, in this particular composition, it's a 3-minute demo video for a book trailer. This photographer, I've got some motion graphics, some lower thirds, I've got a lot of images that are zooming in and out, I've got some B-roll, I've got some green screen. It kind of goes all over the place and then ends with a whole series of images out the back and kind of a music video type of style, and then ends up again with some graphics of the book. So the one thing that's really missing to pull this all together is a really good soundtrack. Now I can always count on a great soundtrack custom made for my specific need in Sonicfire Pro. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. I'll open up Sonicfire Pro 5. First thing I start with is the Smart Sound Express track. Now this, I just type in a keyword of what it is I'm looking for. I've got an Americana theme. Well, let's try Americana. All right, that narrows down our search quite a bit. Well, let's look at the one that's called Americana and see what that sounds like. All right, not what I'm looking for. I want kind of a grand kind of theme. So let's try this Heartland America. A little too soft. I'm going to try number 4 here. Now that's what I'm looking for, something a little more epic, a little more cinematic in feel. And let's look at one of these variations here and see what we've got. Let's start with Promise. Okay, I know that one's going to work just fine because I know I need to start off with something that isn't a really slow ramp. I need to ramp in pretty quick because he starts talking soon. I've only got 3 minutes to get the whole message across. I really want to get into it quick. So I'm going to start with this variation. And I know I need 3 minutes, so I'm going to come up here to the length, type in 3 minutes, and then come down here and hit Insert. And that brings it into the timeline here, up here in the scoring panel. And here is my full 3-minute track. All of the pieces have been put in together. Let's listen to the beginning a little bit. So let's come down and listen to the end and see how it wraps up. All right, that's perfect. I can now just take this right into After Effects. I'll just export this. And we export the complete soundtrack to an AIF if I'm on the Mac. Otherwise, I'd choose to save to a WAV if I'm on the PC. So since I'm on a Mac, we export to our video folder, save it, let it render out, then we're on our way. Now go back to After Effects and open up my project file here. Import in the AIF that I just created. There it is. Open it and bring it down into my timeline. Drag it down in there. Okay, I'm going to render out a quick RAM preview, about 15 seconds. Okay, now we'll play it back.
It's not about me. It's about the subject that I photograph. And fortunately, being born on the banks of the Mississippi gave me the right resume to go out and photograph the common man.
Okay, so this is great. I can see where this is all going to fit in really well. Obviously, we have some volume issues here. Well, what do you normally do when you bring in a soundtrack into After Effects? Well, you come down here and you twirl this down, you go to Audio, you start adjusting levels along the timeline, you can bring it up and down and up and down. Well, we don't have to do that with Sonicfire Pro. What I typically will do, since there's a couple different things that I have to worry about here. If I'm going to sit in here and play with the audio levels back and forth, all in After Effects, I have to come down the line depending on what machine I'm working on, how much RAM I have, and I have to render out these tiny little chunks all along the timeline. This takes forever. Well, using Sonicfire Pro 5, all I have to do is render out a single pass, low resolution version of just the video with the voiceover and bring that into Sonicfire Pro, and I can do all of my scoring and my soundtrack editing right in Sonicfire Pro. So let's do just that. I'm going back to Sonicfire Pro 5, and I've got my soundtrack here, and I'm going to open up the video that I've already rendered out. So I've got this little video with the voiceover. Now I can preview the video with the voiceover and the music all together at the same time here. So I just enter it.
It's not about me. It's about the subject that I photographed.
Okay, so what's beautiful about this is we've got a tool, instead of just playing with volume alone, we've got a tool in Sonicfire Pro 5 that allows us to make major changes to the score, including taking out instruments and the whole feel of everything. It's called the Mood Mapper. And I just find the point in time here on the video where he starts talking. It's right about in here. And I click up here, Add Mood. And instead of going from full blast, I can now go to a dialogue. So I come over here to the Properties window, come down here to Dialogue.
It's not about me.
Listen to that transition. That is amazing. It automatically fades it. It brings it down. It brings the whole feel of everything down. So I'm going to keep it on dialogue while he's talking. Okay, come down here. He's talking. He's talking. We've got a little break right in about here.
They comprise a mosaical portrait of America.
So I want just a little bit of a swell there. So I'm going to add that in. And then come back over here. He starts talking right about here. I'll add another one. So I've just got this one little section here that is going to be a little fuller. I'm just going to click on that section, come up here, go to full. So now let's listen to what that sounds like through that transition.
Put all the pictures together, they comprise a mosaical portrait of America. For 30 years, the camera has been my friend, and
So I've got that nice smooth transition there. Well, now he's talking for a bit, and then it goes out. He takes a picture of us. There's a little camera shutter click there. That right there is where I want it to start going back to a full sound, because then we're going to have all those images again. And then it will automatically do that for us. And that plays right out through. So see how long that took me to do that compared to having to do that all in After Effects. Well, you say, well, Jeff, you're in Sonicfire Pro. You're not in After Effects. I've already imported in that other file. What do I do? Well, you just overwrite it. You know how After Effects works. It sucks it in. So we'll just export right out and keep everything the same. We'll keep the same name, save it, replace it, you bet, and we'll let it render out, and we'll go back and check it out in After Effects. Okay, now we're back in After Effects, and let's do a RAM preview here. It should automatically suck that back in, but if you feel like it, you can always right-click on the file in your property panel there and just hit Reload Footage. And if you accidentally saved it with a different name, you can just hit Replace Footage and it'll put the other file in there. So let's do a quick RAM preview here, and we'll just listen to the first 15 seconds.
It's not about me, it's about the subject that I photographed. And fortunately, being born on the banks of the Mississippi gave me the right resume to go out and photograph the common man. So
that is how quick and easy it is to use these two products side by side. That is just a real typical workflow that I like to use. There are so many other ways of doing things and enhancing this. Definitely look for other videos. I've got a couple more up. Larry Jordan's got a ton of videos on how to really get into the roots of Sonicfire Pro 5. I hope this really helps you with your own soundtrack development. This is Jeff Foster for Sonicfire Pro 5.